Hello friends, this is Cara-Renee with B.Reborn Art and Healing, coming to you with another episode in our yummy Christmas patisserie junk journal beginner series. Today we're going to be making an envelope flip. I have done this before on the channel, but I thought I would go ahead and introduce it in this beginner series in case you have never done it before. So let me show you the one I did off camera. So these are the beautiful papers from Pink Monarch Prints. This is the January 2026 kit. Look at these papers. I did a little Velcro on that one. I didn't put stuff in all the pockets yet. This one has a pocket here. It has a pocket here. It has a pocket here. And it has a large pocket here, which I did not fill yet. I will do that. But so you've got all these flips, so that one flips that way, then this flips this way. We've got a pocket here, that's just a decorative piece, and then we've got a tuck spot here using a tag, and we've got some cards behind that, and then it opens up like this, and you've got this larger pocket with some other larger pieces of ephemera, and then it's a tip-in, so the idea is that you would put this on your paper. I don't have a journal page in front of me, but you would glue this onto your paper, and so then when it opens, it's going to go like that. Okay? So I put some writing space on the back of this because I wanted that to be an obvious extra place for writing. So we'll see how much the Christmas patisserie one looks like this. I'm not sure if it will or not, but I have already prepped most everything. These are all of the paper pieces that are going to go on our project for today. They are all numbered. I will talk about that in just a moment. It's just my process for keeping everything straight in terms of which piece of paper goes on which panel and what things go in which pockets. So I have already put together the envelope flip. So I'm going to show you how to do it, but we're going to use this one because I cut all my papers to fit this one. And if I do another one, something might be slightly different, and I want to make sure that my papers match. So basically, we've got 4 envelopes. So we've got this large one. I'll give you the dimensions in a minute. Then we've got this next size down, the next size down, and then the small one. So what I do is I go ahead and I glue all my envelopes together. I cut my openings. I cut this opening in. This one has an opening here. This one has an opening at the top, and this one has an opening at the side. Okay, so I number all the envelope sides. So we've got 6, 7, 8, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, and then this is the flap, so you don't have to cover this one. You do need to cover this one, but we'll get through that here in a moment. Then when I go and start to prepare my papers to cover them, I make a check mark that I have made. So one check mark, sorry guys, one check mark is for I have a matte paper to go over the envelope on each side, and then the second check mark is that I have the ephemera that's going to go either on it or in it. Okay, hope that makes sense. So we are going to do this exactly the same way. So we're going to get these out of the way. There we go. So let's just put this one over here. So we're going to start with the large envelope, and some of this I'm just going to do by hand because it's super simple rather than bringing the trimmer over. So you can have this open on either side. Let's have this one open. Yeah, I'm going to have it do the same way because I want to make sure I don't mess anything up. So if you look at this, it's the same. Okay, so we are going to cut the top open of this one. And we also need to cut down the sides. So this measures 5 inches right now. So we need to take a little bit off of this. So let me line this up on my grid. And we're going to just cut off. It looks like a quarter. I probably am going to need my trimmer. I forgot about this larger, wider section. So give me just a second here. So we are going to take off 1/4 inch off this outer edge. Okay, because we want it to be able to fit in the journal. So let me see how that works out, if that was enough. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, just going to set that over there. So we've got this side open. Now when we cut the top open to make a pocket, we're going to have this flippy floppy thing going on, which is okay. We will rectify that when we put papers on. So now we're going to take off a sliver off the top, not very much. okay? Just a sliver, just enough to open it up. There we go. Okay, and so we're going to turn this envelope flap to the back, just because, again, I'm trying to show you step by step. So then we're going to take our next envelope and we're going to open it at the side. So our flap is going to go like this behind the large envelope. Okay, so now we want to cut this edge open to open that into a pocket. So I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm just going to take a sliver of that edge off. Okay, and then we're going to glue that on here. Okay, now you don't have to have them be straight. I might play a little funky with this. It doesn't have to be centered or anything like that, but I am going to just move this over. I'm going to put some fabric tack on here. I'm going to have this go all the way to the bottom-ish. Not quite to the bottom, but it's okay. Make sure that you've got, that this is going to close okay. So you're just buttoning it up there like that, okay? Sometimes that layering looks really good. I think I'm going to move this up just a smidge if I can. Ah, maybe not. Maybe don't mess with it, Renee. Yeah, let's not mess with it. Okay, so now this one's open on this side. Okay, let's bring this back over so we can follow step by step. And then this one is going to tuck into the inside of this. Okay, and this one's going to be opened at the top. So our flap is here. I actually put it right on the inside because that's an opening. If you went like this, I mean, you could still make that. Actually, I kind of like that idea. I'm going to do it on the outside. I think on my sample I did it on the inside, but you could do it like this and then your opening is here. Which, no, we don't want that because then you can't have anything sticking out. Oh my gosh, so that's the way it's going to go. So we're going to cut the top of this one open as well. Okay, so we're going to stick it inside there. So I'm just going to put glue on the flap here. This might be a little bit of a longer video. I will try to trim things down if I can, but be prepared it might be a little bit longer because we're going to cover all these as well. So I'm going to turn this just for the ease of my my working here, and I'm going to stick it inside that pocket, and I'm going to offset it since I offset the bottom one. Actually, let me do that. Sorry, I haven't been in the studio creating in a couple of days, so I'm a little bit rusty. I've been in the studio doing other things, but building a new website, so, you know, because I need another exciting project. Getting ready to start selling my work. It's a little bit ways down the road, but I'm working on it. So we're going to flip that around again so it's the way that we want it to be. So then there's your pocket, and you've got a pocket here, okay? The last piece is the small envelope, so it is going to go on the back of this one, and it's going to be open on this side. So this is our flap. It's going to go like this, and then we need to open this edge, okay? Alright, put some glue on here. I do it in this way because when I first started doing envelope flips, I really got confounded by it. Like, I couldn't make it work in my brain. So that's why I label things and number them, because it makes it easier to know what to do. Okay, so I think this one I'm going to put a little bit further down just to give that little bit of layering look like that. You could do that however you want though, okay? So now I have to label these the exact same way as I did this one, otherwise I'm going to get lost. Okay, so this is 6. Forgot about that. This is 7. This is 8. This is 5. This is 4. Prepping these ahead. This is, sorry guys, oh my heavens. Uh-oh, what happened? What happened? Sorry. Lots of flipping and flopping. 2, I should have just done it in order. 3, this is 1. Okay. And then this, we don't need to cover this one. Don't cover, because it's going to get glued down. And so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Perfect. Okay. So now we can put this away because that was just our template to get started. So let me bring these things over. Everything's already inked. Again, I wanted to keep this easy. So I've got this is all the ephemera. Sorry guys. Let me get this stuff out of the way here. Okay. So let's start from small to big. So these are the small pieces, and then this one, and then we'll work on through the rest of it. So when I decide what papers are going to go on which flap, I'm thinking about how things are going to look with each other, so I don't have things that are the same right next to each other, or I don't have the same paper on here and here. So that's kind of my thought. So this is going to go on this panel, hopefully. Oh no, wait a minute. I want to use the other one. Pardon me guys, this is the one we did just to show you how I put the envelopes together. I actually need to use the other one, as I mentioned in the beginning. I want to make sure that my papers, because I cut these papers to match this envelope, so you could have slight variations and you don't want that. So I'm going to go ahead and put on the first 2 onto here and the back here, and I'm going to speed that up a little bit, otherwise we will be here a long time. So let me do that really quick. So this one, we are going to pause here because we've got this little pocket here, this little opening. We want to make sure we don't get glue in here. So we're going to put Fabri-Tac on all of this part, and then we're going to put a bead of white glue on that part. So let me show you that in detail here. And then I just open up my white glue, and I'm going to put a bead of glue here. I don't know that it's really necessary because nothing's going to like come flying out or anything, but I always do it. And then we're going to put this piece on here. I like to have it touch that white first, the white glue first, because it's the one that dries the fastest. Okay, and then just kind of pick it up and make sure you don't have anything hanging over, which we do for some reason. This is not straight or something, but we're going to just be happy with it. It's okay if it's not perfect. Okay, so that was flap 1 and 2, I believe. It looks like we need a little bit more glue here. What happened? Yeah, we're not adhering right there to that piece of the envelope. There we go. Okay, so now we're looking for 8. So again, I picked papers that weren't similar, that will go well together though, which in this kit they all do. So I'm going to put on number 8. And then we'll have to do the same process on number 5 because we've got that opening. So we've got a little bit of overhang here, so we'll have to see how to rectify that in a moment. I'm going to put a little dab of glue right there to hold that flap down, and then a strip of glue there, or a line of glue rather. And then let's go ahead and put this on. I'm working left-handed, which is always tricky. Okay, let's go ahead and put that on, and then I'm going to pick it up and see if everything looks moderately okay. It looks all right. I don't mind those 2 being together because they're going to flap in different directions. They're going to fold in different directions. So, but I do, oh, I guess that took care of itself. So we had a little bit of an overhang on this side, but you can see there's no white showing, so I think we're good there. Okay, so let's do 3, which is this one, so it needs that special handling here. So I'm going to do that really quick. Sometimes when people make these, they like to have a little bit more border from their envelopes, but I don't really care for that, so that's again a personal preference. So we're going to flip this over so we can do side 4, which is, oh no, oh there's side 4. Oh, it's the same. didn't realize I did 2 of those. That's okay because it's on the opposite side. So we're going to put that, which way? I think I want it this way. Okay, I'm going to glue this one on. I do like to pre-cut my papers, but that's completely, you know, preference. I found that if I cut them ahead of time, I got less confused because I could label as I was matching up the panel with the envelope part. Okay, so let's go ahead and do a side 1 because we're already over here. So I believe that was the music. Nope, that's the berries, one of my favorite papers in this. So I am wanting to look at my directions. So this is up, so I just want to make sure I put this paper on the right way because it is directional. And I think I wanted to shoot. Before we put the back piece on, oh, this is the back piece. This is the back piece. So let's pause on that because I think I want to put some seam binding for a closure. So let's go ahead and do this one first. And I just picked this Christmas music. These are all from the Patisserie kit. This is also from My Porch Prints. It's called Grungy Christmas Papers. I will link it. Just turning that so that I can get to this edge a little bit easier, and then I'll flip it back around because this is a place you could get really confused if you don't flip it around, because then your paper would be upside down. So it takes a little bit of practice and skill to do that. There we go. I like that music paper very much. Okay, here we go. So actually, I don't think we can do see, oh no, something's too far over. Let me fix that. Got a little bit of hangover, see that white, so it doesn't want to fold. So let me just clip that off really quick. My paper was not exactly measured correctly. It happens. So we just want that to be able to fold nicely. So, sorry. A lot of flipping and flopping. It goes like this, okay? Making sure that nothing is binding in there because you'll ruin your paper. There we go. So I'm thinking about this because it's a tip-in. I don't know how you would do that. Other than you could cut a slit here. Let me think about that. Would work. Yeah, I think a slit would work. So let's do that. I got this fancy new penknife. I lost my other one, so my husband got me this for Christmas. So I am going to find the center here-ish. Kind of hard because I'm not really looking at, I need to be here, but let's just go for it. I'm not too worried about it. I'm going to go ahead and cut a slit there. Just wide enough for my seam binding. I like my glass mat better, guys. It's not very easy to do. Not easy at all. Don't cut yourself, Renee. I think that will work. Okay. So let me get the seam binding here. I think I'll grab that red that I've been using. It seems to work the best with these papers. So this is called Basque. I actually just ordered some more stuff from I think that's not, is that long enough? I'm not going to chance that. Let's just get an open piece here. I did make another order and get some more seam binding. So let's just go ahead and go for it. Let's go for it. So I'm going to feed this through that little slit. which is not even on the fold of that envelope. There we go. Should be a good fit, I think. I think it'll be fine. Okay, like that. Yeah. Genius. Cara-Renee, genius. I just want to make sure that I have plenty. I like to have more than I need, just for safe measure. So that looks like more than enough. And I can actually trim that down if I need to. So that is set. Okay. Actually, let's go ahead and tie this, because then we can glue, well, no, I guess, yeah, glue the paper on the back. So you could have, I want not very much pressure on this edge, so, because that might be a little bit of a weak spot. So I think I'll go right in the middle of that small envelope here. Oh, sorry, I was too close to my body. Happens. There we go. Okay, so we're going to turn it over. And I don't, oh, we've got that crossed though. Let's uncross that, just so we don't create bulk on our paper. So I'm just going to, normally I would glue this down, but I don't think it's necessary in this case. So I'm going to tie that again. Okay. Again, I'm trying not to pull too tight because I don't want to compromise that space, because I might have to, when I put this in a journal, I might have to reinforce that edge. Actually, you know what? I think I'm going to reinforce it now. Okay. I know I'm jumping around, but I'm thinking of things as I go. So I'm going to grab some brown tape. And I'm going to run a piece of this tape. This is going to help reinforce that, because I did weaken that by putting that slit in it, okay? So oh, come on. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't you hate it when tape does that? Why is it doing that, though? It's not even old. Okay. I really wanted to use this because it's brown. I got another one. Let me grab a different one. That was weird. Yeah, there we go. So I'm going to go ahead and just grab a piece. And I'm going to go ahead and just put it right over this, okay? And then we'll trim off the outside edges. That's going to help that not to be weak. Okay, I can't do it on the other side because obviously I already put the papers on. I'm going to grab the sticky scissors here, trim that up. That was a good workaround, Cara-Renee. Just make sure you don't slice anything open. That's the kicker here. It's been known to happen in somebody's studio somewhere near me. Yes, it has. Okay. So that is going to solid support that, okay? So now we don't need to cover this one, but we do need to turn over and cover the back. So we're going to, I'm going to untie that just because of, actually I'm not. I'm just going to have to work with that bulk. I have a flap cut, piece cut too. I'm just making sure that that stays lined up. This is our back, which is my favorite image in the whole kit. I'm going to put it directly on the paper this time. So see those arrows? I don't think I talked about that, putting an arrow so that you're visually reminded of what direction your pockets are. So it's opening at the top. So when I line this up, I want to make sure that I've got it going the right way. Okay. So I'm just going to pick that up a little bit. And then, oh, pulled it up too far. So let me just squeege it down. I do recommend Fabri-Tac for this step because it does allow you plenty of time to move it. I've got some extra tape there. I'm just going to clip that. Okay. Awesome. Oh, I'm so glad I thought about that. Uh-oh. Yeah, there we go. So now we've got a bending problem because of that tape. So I'm just going to give that a good burnish right there. Get my bone folder here. Okay. So So again, we don't need to cover this side because it's going to go in the journal like that, okay? So we're going to cover this. I have a piece here that's already cut that matches that. It doesn't line up, but it matches. Okay, should match. Let me cover this. So yeah, anyway, we are definitely going to go forward with opening a selling platform on the website, and I don't know how long it's going to take us. We're moving slow, taking our time, but I definitely needed a new website anyway because mine has become unworkable in terms of being able to edit and keep up with all the plugins. So I've already got my landing page done on the new website, so I'll be able to move my stuff over, my blog posts over to the new website. So I'm excited about that. There we go. Oh, so pretty. So pretty. Love it. Okay, make sure that we don't have any binding here. There we go. Awesome. Okay, so this is how she opens. So let's open this up because we've got some things to do here, okay? So let me see. This is number 4, corner tuck. Oh no, I covered up my markings. Oh, but I have the other cheat sheet. This is the way it goes. So it's this one here. It's this one here. Okay, does that really fit there? I don't think I thought about that, but it is what it is now. Okay, so again, everything is inked up. We're going to glue this. Oh, we're covering that whole image. Maybe we'll go this side. Yeah, I think I'll go this side so at least we don't lose all that orange. So this is a corner tuck. So I'm going to round that top corner and put a little bit of ink on that since I just trimmed it up. And I'm going to glue it on this edge and this edge for a tuck on that side. Okay, I didn't think about that, I guess, when I did this because it's going to cover up a lot of that image, but that sometimes happens and it is okay. Okay, I'm going to loosely set those in there. I want to make sure I don't force anything. So I've just got a couple journal cards that can stick in there. Okay, just like that. Kind of keeping them up so they don't get near that glue. So what do we have next? We have number 8. We have number 8. Which one's number 8? Where's number 8? Right there. Okay. Oh, it's like flying blind. So this one I thought would be fun to just glue on here as a writing space that opens. I might make it a tuck as well, but I don't think so. I think I could put something in there, but this is already going to be pretty bulky. So I think what we're going to do is we're just going to glue it flat down, okay? And I'm going to kind of go to the corner here, like that. So I'm going to glue the whole back. Okay, I'm going to butt that right up into this corner. I'm going to leave a little bit of a border just so that we can see that layering, like that. Let me know how you feel about the camera today. I had a little bit of, I didn't even move my camera, and for some reason everything that I had lined up was all off, so I'm not sure what happened, but still learning. So then that opens up as an extra writing space, okay? And then let's see what's next. Then we've got number 6. So which one's number 6? The number 6 is this one. So that's going to go on the front. I think that's going to be really cute, just as a decorative little bit. I feel like I want to cut off the top here though, because I don't want to lose all of that. So I'm going to cut around this just a bit. There you go. Oh, that's much better without that brown too. So I am going to round these corners, but I'm going to use like the 7mm rounder. Oh. I didn't want to cut off those numbers or that little bit of a Mason de Blanc on this side there. Again, these are from my porch prints, which, full confession, the other flip was a lot more creatively easy for me because there are so many options for pockets and embellishing. A little bit less with this kit, even though I do really, really love it. I'm just going to put that right there. I love that just like it is. I'm not going to overthink it. There we go. Just put it mostly there in the middle. Okay, what else do we have? We have a number 2 pocket, so let's look at our other one. I'm glad that I labeled these ones. I mean, we would have figured it out, but where's number 2? Oh, right there, it's the big one. It's the big one. So, this is number 2. Nope, that's not number 2. Uh-oh. Yo-oh. Okay, so this goes like this, opens like that. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. It's right here. So I thought we would I use this in the journal as well on some ephemera, but I really like it because it's another writing space that will open pretty fully. I think I'll move it up like this so that that's more at the top. Oh, we've got some white showing. I have to make that go away. See that right there? Can't have that. Need some little scissors though. Just where something was too far out there. Not a big deal. There we go. Okay, so what I was saying is that I'd like it to go get glued here so that when it gets opened up, you've got all this kind of contained writing space. Sorry, I was off camera a little bit. It's clearly my thing is not exactly set the way I wanted it. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and glue this on. We're going to lose this image. That's okay. It happens. Actually, I do not want it to the top. I think I want it right there. I think I want it right there. So I want to see that music paper and the Christmas tree words there. So you guys can do what you want to do. As you're doing this, you can get pretty creative because almost everything that you glue into a journal can be made into a pocket or a tuck spot, a corner tuck, anything like that. Okay, so we're going to go about, again, I want to see those music notes as well as the words. Okay, now what we want to make sure of is we don't have any binding right here, so I'm going to have to fudge that over, which means I'm going to have a problem on the other side. So we will solve that together. So see how we've got a little bit hanging over, and if we leave that, it's going to be a problem. Okay, so I'm going to try to get in here. I'm going to pull that string out of my way. Actually, let's see if we can do this. I should have checked that, guys. I'm so sorry. Let's see if I can go through this. Oh, that's not going to work. I'm going to have to use the scissors and hope that I can do this. It's always something, right? It's always something. Just be careful you don't cut that seam binding. So I would advise you to check your work before you do this. Pull that string back so we don't cut it off. Things don't always go as planned, right? Oh no, don't cut the envelope flap off either. That's a bad thing. It's happened to me before. It is fixable though, so if that happened to you, which it has happened to me, I just add a flap, like a hinge, externally. Okay, I feel like that's okay. Kind of bummed about that though, in terms of the creative flow here. Let me just clip that. Oh, last little bit. Ooh, almost cut my finger. Okay, I feel good about that, but now our inside edge is not inked, so because we cut that off, give that a little bit of an ink. Now I'm going to put a piece of Velcro here to hold that closed. I know there's so much slipping and flopping, right? Let's open that up. Let me grab my Velcro. When I don't when I'm not in here creating, I get rusty. Just my creative flow gets a little bit rusty, so I apologize. I took it kind of easy this week, the latter part of the week, because I was not feeling good. I got a cold after New Year's Eve. I was up until after midnight. I was up until 1 o'clock in the morning by the time we took my sister home, and I, wound down from the evening's festivities. It was 1 o'clock. So there we go. So I love that. And then that's going to close up like that. Boom! What else do we have? Let's arrange these. They should be good to stick down in there now so we can kind of see what this is going to look like. There we go. So what else do we have? I think the last thing is a belly band in a small pocket. So this is for number 3. So which one's number 3? So 3 is it this one? I guess it is that one. So I just cut some of that music paper and I cut it to the height of that envelope, and we're going to glue it on the top and the bottom for a little bit of a belly band. Okay. Just kind of trying to center it there in the middle. Belly bands like this are really nice to make using vellum because then you don't cover up any of your image. But this is a big enough space that I felt like it was okay. And then these go behind it. So we've got this little Polaroid and that little nummy a delicious dessert right there. So pretty. And then number 5, where's number 5, Cara-Renee? Number 5 is over here, right here. So we're gonna make a pocket, a corner pocket right here. Oh, it's nummy dessert next to nummy dessert, although they won't be seen together. So I'm feeling like if I flip this back the way it's supposed to operate, it's gonna go like that. So I think I want want it in this corner. So I'm gonna round that little top edge. Actually, that was a small one. Let's do that a little bit bigger. Okay. That was a rough edge. Let's snip that off. There we go. So that's going to be a corner tuck. I don't have anything to put in that pocket. I don't always put something in all the pockets because the idea of a piece of ephemera is that sometimes you want space to put something personal in, like a photo or a note or a letter or something like that. So I don't always fill all the pockets when I'm making things. And I'm going to kind of come up again so I can get that layered look like so. That looks amazing. And the only other thing that I'll do off camera is I'll find some places to put some words. Just to make it look a little bit more finished. But let's go ahead and tie this off. Thankfully I did not cut that tie. Grateful for that. So, as I often say, most everything that happens when you're creating like this can be fixed. It can be rectified. It can be solved. It's not broken forever. Okay? So what I will do for sure is I will make some things for the pockets, so especially the bigger pockets. So I want something sticking out of this one. I'll have a whale tail tab on here, so I'll make a card for each of the envelopes. I'll make a card for, so there'll be 4 cards that you're not seeing right now, but you'll be able to see everything in the photos at the end of the video. I hope that you enjoyed it. I know it was a little bit of a rough start again, but I hope that you got the gist of it. I have many videos on my channel, probably some calmer than this one, so you can check them out if you want to. You probably in an envelope journal playlist would be my guess. So I will see you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.